Get that ass bent.
Caught up on Dark Side Phil. So we have a collection of 12 clips here.
Wow.
That are some of the best moments of Phil. So here we have our first clip. We're checking and we're seeing how he's doing. This first clip here of Phil is just him seething about me. He's just not happy. The moment we went on vacation, Phil just kept seething about us. Like he would continuously keep bringing us up because he knew that we weren't able to respond. And he attempted to completely revise history and re-explain the King Snake narrative to make himself sound cool. But here he is here. I'm going to be real. This clip, Phil makes me sound so fucking cool and himself sounds so pathetic. I have no idea what he was thinking with this other than just like bitter jealousy and seethe. Let's have a look.
Okay. Oh, wait. Jade Rasumin for a sub. Thank you so much. And Dumb Stream Viewer
for 2 subs.
Thank you so much. Wait,
look at him. By the way, just look at how miserable he is. Like, zoom into his eyes.
Buddy.
Like, those are the eyes of a guy who's under a lot of strain, who's just totally miserable, hates his life, hates everything going on that he's doing. And he eventually just snaps and lashes out. And as we'll see, he's under so much strain. Eventually, he just can't take it anymore, and he breaks down and cries. And I have my own theory as to why he broke down and cried about the bird, but we'll get there once we get there. Let's have a look here, though, at this clip of Phil seething about me and the casino.
All right.
It was just hilarious. You could tell that they just like constantly quote this guy. Like they're just fucking infatuated with it. They watch every stream. They listen to every quote about me.
He goes, they're infatuated with him. They quote him endlessly. They watch every stream. Thanks, Phil. You're making me sound real cool, bud. Oh, man, he's so mad.
But
by the way, you know, that's exactly the thing, Phil. You know who else does that? You!
Yeah.
You took Felted, you fucking ran it into the ground. All of my mannerisms, the way I ask for support, you copy it so badly. And you know, I have to clip it. You know, today, Phil finally admitted that he's not me. He admitted that he can't do what I do.
No!
It's just a really sad moment for Phil.
Wow, what a sad day for him.
He was seething, and he tried to do it in this backhanded way where he's like, oh, he goes, da, da, da. But, you know, it was just him admitting that he ain't me. He ain't him. You ain't him, Phil.
Capital J says he talked about us 10 times tonight.
Oh, it was crazy. And that was just what I was able to see in the few minutes I was able to tune into him.
Damn.
I don't even know what PPP says about me because I don't watch their show and I don't listen to detractor content.
Yeah,
but
I bet. Sure, Jan, sure. We all know that you're obsessed with the detractors and everything that they say because your content revolves around them and seething about them. There's not a day that goes by where Phil's not seething about the detractor. It just doesn't happen. Every stream, he's seething about detractors, whether it be Duty or me or what's his name? It's a Gundam. Mm-hmm. He's always seething.
Always.
I have to know because they come in and they repeat it every day.
And you think that's going to make them stop? He goes, and I have to know because PPP's fans come in and make fun of me every day. And I really wish they would stop doing it. They're not going to stop doing that, Phil. I don't know what to tell you.
Did you see, today, he was contemplating throwing out the RTU's last chip.
Yeah, and he tried to beg for $500 for it.
Yeah.
Yo, like maybe you're like a loser. You're just repeating this guy all day, every day. Like, grow up. Like,
that's you!
The guy's a fucking
That's
weirdo.
You, Phil!
No one gives a shit about what he has to fucking say about me, that's for sure.
No, the thing is, Phil, obvious. But Phil, you just contradicted yourself because all of those people who are coming to tell you the things that I said obviously do care about the things I'm saying about you, or they wouldn't be coming to your chat to tell you about it.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
And
the lack of self-awareness with him is so funny every single time, man.
Our views also beg to differ.
Yes.
sir. Like, you know.
Sure, I don't. I mean, if you want to talk about it, go for it. Go talk about it somewhere else. You don't have to talk about it here. You worship the guy like a fucking god or something, the way you just every word he says.
That's what you do, though. Oh my God, man. They worship him like a god. It's not fair. Why won't they worship me like a god? Okay, so this was insane. Now I've clipped this down substantially.
Okay.
Because what Phil does is he goes on an hour-long rant about dark side dabbing, interspliced with seething about us. So Phil talks about how his stream isn't about drama and it's really chill, while relitigating a drama about a mod from months ago.
Okay.
So dark side dabbing, by the way, like it's not going to take me an hour to explain this like it takes Phil. Dark side dabbing was a mod in Phil's chat, and when our audience went over and started making fun of Phil, dark side dabbing didn't ban them. So Phil took away his wrench and seethed at him. Okay. That's what happened.
Okay.
Now that took Phil in real time over a half hour to spit out.
Oh my God.
It was insane. But then he goes into this insane like revision of the entire arc where he was brilliant and knew the whole time what was going on. But everything that he says contradicts the things that he said in the past in the King Snake stream. Let's just have a look here.
Okay.
Let's go through this.
As you all know, last year, I did a big crossover thing with the Kino Casino. We went on each other's content several times. We did some crossover gameplay a couple of times. We talked about each other on each side in a very positive manner. Now, overall, we all kind of knew what was really going on. I don't think that either side actually...
No, Phil! You had no idea what was going on, Phil. You had no clue what was going on the entire time. Like, you were actually clueless. And you told the audience over and over, they'll never snake me. They'll never snake me. I'm pretty sure there's a 26-minute compilation by Ludwig World Order, where over and over again you explain to the audience that we're your friends, we love you, you know, we'll never snake you. Phil, you had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, zero clue the entire time.
Actually really liked the other side that much, okay? But now...
No, Phil, Phil, stop. Phil trying to say that he never liked us. When Darkside Phil would come to this chat, and everybody here present knows this, and every detractor knows this, Phil would come to our show every single night and hang out in chat for hours, like the most deranged, sycophantical fanboy you've ever seen, who was so desperate for just any attention or any crumb of clout from our table that he debased himself constantly. He was a butt of the joke. I made fun of him constantly. So did you. Mm-hmm. He took it like a little bitch because he loved us and he worshipped us and he wanted to have sex with you. And he would like flirt with you and talk about your washboard abs. Then he would take on his stream all of our catchphrases, all of our mannerisms. This guy watched us for probably 12 hours a week, every week for months. And he's going to pretend like he never liked us, when in fact, also, he was the one that reached out and asked to be on our show. And then also, after the fact, like during the whole arc, was constantly begging like a little bitch to be a part of the show all the time. Even when we didn't even want the motherfucker around, he was so needy.
Please make fun of me.
Desperate.
You can make fun of me if you want.
Remember, he begged us at certain points. He begged us to make fun of him eating and him eating corn the wrong way. He begged us to
the
bring...
video is 45 minutes, and I think you were like, "What part do you want us to watch?" Because we were wrapping up, we were at the end, and we're like,
Well, he would just come in and he would make everything about himself, like he does all the time. And if anybody did that to him, he would fucking seethe, right? But he believes that he's like a special person because of his narcissism, right? Like the guy actually genuinely begged me. If you read these DMs, he begged me to bring him on, and me and Andy just rip into him and tell him like what a loser he is to his face, and shit all over him. That's how desperate he was to be included and feel like he was in on something and have friends. It was fucking pathetic, okay? He was a spineless fucking worm, to where it was like with Old Yeller, as I said, where you're throwing rocks like, go away, we don't want you. Fuck off. Like, I'm making fun of your wife. I'm calling her fat and disgusting. I'm calling you gay. I'm calling you a scammer, a con artist, a liar. And he would just take it all. And thank you, sir. Give me more. And Darkside Phil, throughout this entire arc, every single principle that he ever claimed to have, he wasn't about drama. He was a chill guy. He would never debase himself and be a lol cow and be a clown. He sold out all of those things down the river, became a drama monger, became, full of hate or whatever the fuck you want to call it. He became a circus clown for my amusement, getting on the floor, doing push-ups, showing his underwear when I commanded him, showing his socks and his feet like he was some sort of OnlyFans girl. Like, it was embarrassing. And the guy would go bright red, and he would do it anyway. And he did it all for money and for clout and sold his soul to the house. And, it's all for naught now. He just gets felted fucking constantly.
In the end. It helped us in the end.
Yeah. So that's the reality. Yes. Like, Phil will try and tell you that he was dictating the shit and pulling the strings, but that was never the case.
Even RTU called him out on him. RTU was like, that's not true. And
he claimed it was all meaningful and stuff like this. I've got this guy showing his underwear. Like, is this meaningful content? Is this positive content? Like, I don't know, Phil.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
This was going down. I always knew from day one. I was not going.
Buddy, you had a meltdown.
Listen to this though. This all contradicts what he's saying here. Contradicts his King Snake stream. So if you remember on the King Snake stream, he said, "I planned from the beginning to find a misery merchant, to find a drama monger channel, and infiltrate it and destroy it from the inside." Like, that's what he says. Now compare those statements to what he's saying here. And they both can't be true.
Yeah, exactly.
To be cool with Kino Casino. I didn't know if it was going to be me turning on them or them turning on me or...
Listen!
I just
that's him admitting the King Snake stuff is untrue. Yeah. Because if the King Snake stuff was true, then you knew going in that you were going to turn on us and snake on us when you got what you wanted out of it. But this is a revision of history, what you're saying now. This is crazy, Phil.
Why is he talking about this, first of all?
That's the thing. He claims that he's not about drama, but he keeps bringing us up over and over and over again. Well, it's because it hurt him. Because he thought, you've got a friend in me.
Yeah.
You've got a friend in me. PPP is my daddy. Yes, you've got a friend in me. Like, that's what he really thought, right?
Wasn't going to last. So I kind of knew I was working on bided time, but I wanted to make the best of it. All right? And I feel like I did. I feel like we did great content for the 2 months that we were doing shit together.
You didn't, Phil.
No, buddy.
No, it was pretty much all fucking garbage, and it was all your fault. Yeah. You added nothing to anything.
We would try.
It was like pulling teeth with the guy. The guy can't perform. He can't entertain. He just can't.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where he's like below average. Like, he's just terrible, man.
Yeah.
Like, the guy just couldn't even follow our lead. Like, it just should be easy. Just drop a dunk in here and there on Rich or Ralph. We're watching these clips. You have nothing to contribute. You're a sourpuss the entire time. Obviously miserable the entire time. Can't wait until you can clock out. You just have nothing to give. But you want to take. You want to take from our audience, take donations from us, but you don't want to give anything in return.
Hey, can you stay later? No. Why not?
It's just sad. It's just sad. Like, the guy's just not willing to put in the effort that is necessary to be anything other than what he is, which is a lowly punching bag bum for the rest of the internet to shit on. He's just unwilling to put in the effort to change or do anything different. And he's just unwilling to even be told what to do to be successful. If this motherfucker had given me even an iota of actual creative control over his program, I'm not saying I would have been able to actually save his career, because that's impossible, but he could have done a lot better and got a lot more out of his arc than he got. Because I could have been able to get him to do some things that were actually entertaining and that people actually wanted to see. But every step of the way of me trying to drag this guy to being entertaining, he would fight it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And the guy is just a narcissistical douchebag who's just unwilling to do anything outside of his comfort zone whatsoever.
And someone's saying here, he did make a grand sitting and begging today, but you have to remember, guys, when he does make money, he spends it all like that. He makes money, buys 2 switches. Makes money, buys a steering wheel. Makes money, WWE champions. When he made that big dono, was it $2,000? He spent it. Remember, it was like down from the rafters.
On WWE champions, it was gone by that weekend. This is a guy who's 43 years old who can't fix his toilet. Okay? This is a guy who doesn't have the money to fix his toilet or, buy a new air conditioner or put in central air in his home. He has no savings. He has no investments. He's massively in debt. He lives, by the way, guys, he talks about being a homeowner and this and that. He owns the central unit in a condo. It's not even detached, folks.
Yeah.
It's not even detached.
Worked out fine. They've gotten what they wanted out of it, right? They've now
Yes,
done
we
a
did.
million specials on me.
Yes.
They had guests. They made tons of money as a result. I got what I
Yes.
wanted out of it. I made a ton of
No, you
money.
didn't.
I'm
No.
Lost everything.
No, because that's not actually what Phil really wanted out of the arc with us. Okay, it's not about money because with Phil, he gets money and he always spends it, right?
Yeah.
What Phil really wanted, if you read the DMs between me and Phil, is he wanted to be respected again. That's what he said. He's like, people used to care about the things I had to say, and now I'm just the internet's whipping boy, and I just want people to actually like me. That's what he wanted. That's why he was here. He was here for clout and acceptance and friendship. That's why he was with Kino Casino. The money is somewhat important to him as well and motivating to him as well. But what he was really desperate for was to be accepted and have a community of people who actually liked him. And that's why he jumped through all the hoops and suffered all the humiliation rituals, because that's what he was after in the end. And he didn't get that out of the arc. And now he's kind of permanently locked into this sad, pathetic whipping boy role where he plays the victim all day and cries. And he hates it. He's a miserable piece of shit.
Yeah, and Primat, I will do that. I was gonna message him for those DMs from what's his face from Pirate Summer. Thank you. I appreciate you.
actually doing much better now than I was before I ever worked with them. I mean, just take a look at my setup and everything, right? It was basically all a means to an end, and I think both sides have.
You have. By the way, he has like no gratitude for any of that shit. You know what I mean?
No.
The guy's just a total fucking scumbag through and through.
Yeah, like
Come out on top.
but he said
And his-
we both
his
got what we
setup-
wanted. No, we didn't.
His setup sucks. It's total revisionist history.
Yeah.
We both got what we wanted in the end. No, Phil.
Like we got like he raised his goal permanently after us and now struggles to beat it and berates his audience, and he spent all the money that he did make during that arc, so now his taxes are rape.
Oh yeah.
He's panicking.
Since then, so honestly, it's all good. I really don't give two shits. I know they'll continue to talk shit about
he
me.
does. That's the thing, is he claims he doesn't care, but then he'll seethe about us. Like he seethed about us a bunch of times today. He's like, I really don't care, guys. It's all water under the bridge. No, it's not. You know, it's not all water under the bridge. That's why he's still blocked on Twitter, and you know, he's fucking
Still bitches.
Yeah, he still bitches constantly. So it's just nonsense by Phil. But this is him throwing shit at the wall and seeing what will stick.
Yeah.
With him, it's a million different narratives all the time that all contradict each other. But he's hoping that you'll buy into one of them and go, that kind of makes sense. Okay, I believe you. Even though he spewed a bunch of shit that completely contradicts it in his lies, you know?
It was within like the first week of the King Snake stream. He flip flopped immediately, and now he's flip flopping into a new narrative. It's like, no one believes you.
The King Snake stream is one of the most humiliating streams I've ever seen in my entire
It was
life.
so funny, bro.
Which he tried to memory hole and retcon it, but Phil, at the end of the day, it happened, and you got called out on your bullshit by Review Tech USA of all people.
Bring it up.
Deadbeat dickers, Dropbox dickers that we've been dumping on for like over a year now, came to our defense and fucking felted you on the whole thing and said, no, you're totally lying. You're full of shit. I don't believe you. This is nonsense. And then you had to boot him off the stream and cope. It was so fucking funny.
You know what's so funny? How Dickers, like, he felts him about us and then immediately starts talking about Phil's mic arm.
Yeah, I think it was, and it's like somehow he's just like unbelievable. It's like, no, you couldn't even set up the mic arm. You know, how could you possibly orchestrate this manipulative scheme to destroy the casino? You can't even set up a mic arm. I think that was his argument.
No, the argument was, you said you would never get a mic arm, and you did.
Oh my god.
Like that.
Forever. As you know, I don't really
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I can't remember.
give a shit. I have a million other people who talk shit about me every day. They certainly won't be